Take a look at a professional Excel dashboard. With all these moving charts and statistics tracking college placements, it's easy to feel like this software is only for experts. But every complex report you see started as nothing more than a blank grid. To build a masterpiece like this, we first have to understand the digital bricks used to construct it. Start by thinking of an entire Excel file as a thick, physical spiral notebook. In the digital world, we call this main file a workbook. Just like a physical notebook is filled with individual paper pages, your workbook contains separate sections called worksheets. You might use one sheet for your first semester grades and a different one for the second semester. Mastering Excel isn't about being a math genius. It's about understanding how this digital notebook organizes blank space. When you look at a blank worksheet, you'll see vertical lines labeled with letters of the alphabet, like A, B, and C. These are columns. You can think of these as categories. One column might hold roll numbers, the next could hold names, and the third might be for math scores. Now, look at the left side. You'll see horizontal lines identified by numbers, like 1, 2, and 3. These are rows. While a column holds a category, a single row is dedicated to just one person. It's a complete record of everything related to a single student or item. This means if you want to find every detail about one specific student, you just read straight across their dedicated horizontal row. By crossing these broad categories with individual records, Excel ensures you can store thousands of details without ever mixing up the information. Watch what happens when a vertical column and a horizontal row cross paths. That point of intersection forms a box called a cell. This little box is the building block of the whole system. It's where every piece of information is stored. To keep things organized, every box has a unique cell address. You just say the column letter first, then the row number. So column B and row 3 create the address B3. When a cell is clicked, a thick border appears around it. This is now the active cell, which is just a visual cue that it's awake and ready for you to type. The information you type inside, like a score of 95, is what Excel calls the cell value. It's the actual data living inside that specific address. Because every piece of data has a precise address, the software can instantly locate or move any piece of information, no matter how large your worksheet gets. Of course, you'll often need to work with more than one box at a time. By clicking and dragging your mouse, you can group multiple cells together into a range. To identify a range, we use a colon to connect the first and last cell. This tells the software to look at that entire group as one connected block. Once you see how a single cell and a group of cells work together, the structure of the whole spreadsheet starts to make sense. It all scales up from here. This brings us back to that placement tracker we saw at the beginning. Every automated summary or chart is simply the result of organizing data into addresses, grouping them into ranges, and storing them in worksheets. Now that you understand the layout of the grid, you're ready to start exploring how to use these addresses to perform your very first calculations.